Hey, what's up? Listen, so I'm gonna say this with as much respect, yet with as much conviction as possible. Parents, please start allowing your children to fail. I know this may sound wild, may sound crazy. That's why I said with as much respect, yet with as much conviction as I have, start allowing for your athlete to fail. Stop attempting to rescue them from everything that come up. By allowing them to fail and to feel what failure feels like, only then allow for them to grow. See, because at some point, right, life is not going to just be a steady incline, right? There are ebbs and flows, there are ups and downs, but when they're hitting that resistance, when they're hitting that ceiling, right, and they're not playing as much as they want to play, right? They're not playing as much as they think they should play. They aren't making the shots like they want to make. They have more turnovers than they should have gotten. Well, don't necessarily coddle them, right? You want to reinforce the habits to help them be successful, yes. But you want to make sure that you're allowing them to fail a little bit so that they can understand what it feels like, so that then they can learn what not to do the next time. Case in point, I was riding bikes, right? My son and I was riding bikes yesterday. He kept having issues. And I told him to figure it out. Right? We were riding. I was on the street. He was on the sidewalk. Every time we got to the corner, turning the corner, he had to stop and like readjust himself, move his bike to go again. Well, we rode around the block a couple times. So that's 8 corners, right? That's 8 corners twice around the block. But by maybe the 4th or 5th turn, he was able to turn his bike and continue pedaling and keep going. But he first had to fail. That first time he actually fell off the bike. Then the second time he said, whoa, I ain't gonna fall off the bike no more. Let me slow down. Let me stop. Let me prepare myself. Let me get off and kind of turn my bike, right? So stop allowing your athlete to not face failure. I know as parents, we like, well, we don't want our kids to fail, right? We want our kids to be as successful as possible. That's true. And your kids will be successful as possible. Your athletes will be successful as possible if you allow them to experience that resistance, experience that failure, and allow for them to figure it out and know what signs, right? Know what patterns to look for so that they don't experience that failure again. So in closing, let's lay right there. Allow for them to experience and understand what failure feels like so that they can then be able to recognize the patterns that led them to that failure in the first time. And once they can recognize those patterns, guess what? They'll start making adjustments once they see those patterns start to form, and they won't fail in that particular area again. So what we do at Hoops Master is we challenge our athletes the same way that I did as a high school coach, as a head college coach, right? We challenge our players to failure. When they're working out, you don't want them just being able to do all the drills. You want them to be able to go fast enough and hard enough to where they make a mistake so that they can learn from that mistake. I hope that makes sense today. I hope that makes sense. Allow them to fail, because it's going to only increase, enhance, and speed up their learning curve. All right? So this is Coach Carvel Bailey. Listen, we have our Hoops Mastery Summer Intensive coming up, right? It's starting June 15th, right? So if you haven't yet had an opportunity to go register for our summer intensive, we're only taking 20 and slots are filling up, right? You want to go to bit.ly/ B2BSD Summer School. All right. That is bit.ly/B2BSD Summer School. Go and get your spot secure for your athlete. We're going to teach them. We're going to teach them how to fail fast, fail forward, but to fail fast and fail forward, to be able to understand the patterns that cause them to fail. So at the end of our 5-week summer sizzle program or summer intensive program, they can learn how to succeed. All right, so make sure you go register for that. This is Coach Carvel Bailey. Peace.